Welcome to Learners Academy. Today I am taking up Distinguish Between from Chapter 2 of Science 2 in the quick revision series of Maharashtra Board. And I'll be giving you the best note, and if you go by these notes, I assure you can score above 95% in science. Stay focused throughout the lecture and let's get started now. Let us understand what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis. These are two types of cell divisions that occur in any organism. And in case of mitosis, the chromosome number does not change. Diploid cell remain diploid without change. Diploid means it has two sets of chromosome, one from mother and one from father. So it has got 2n and 2n remains 2n even when the cell divides. Whereas in case of meiosis, the chromosome numbers is reduced to half. That means 2n will become n. Alright. Now, in case of mitosis, it takes place during restoration and formation of new cells. It is for growth and development, whereas meiosis takes place during gamete formation, and in plant it takes place during spore formation. Mitosis, in this case, one cell gives rise to two daughter cells, as you see in this diagram, whereas in meiosis, one cell gives rise to four daughter cells in meiosis. Now, karyokinesis of mitosis has four stages, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase, whereas meiosis has two major stages, that is meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. And meiosis 2 is both of them are further divided into prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Now the prophase of mitosis is not lengthy, whereas the prophase of meiosis is very lengthy process. It has got 5 substages and each substage is designated a name, that is first is leptotene, then zygotene, pectine, diplotene, and dikinesis. Alright, and then comes prophase 1, metaphase 1 and telophase 1, and then comes meiosis 2. Meiosis 2 is just like mitosis. Alright, now comes in case of mitosis, genetic recombination does not take place, alright, as there is no crossing over. Whereas in case of meiosis, genetic recombination takes place as there is a crossing over during prophase 1. Now mitosis takes place in somatic or germ cells, whereas meiosis takes place in germinal cells. It does not take place in somatic cell. Now let us see what is the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. As the name suggests, in case of aerobic respiration, oxygen is required, whereas in anaerobic respiration, oxygen is not required. In aerobic respiration, it takes place in nucleus as well as in cytoplasm, whereas anaerobic respiration, it occurs only in the cytoplasm. Aerobic respiration, in the end of this respiration, carbon dioxide and water is formed, whereas in case of anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and ethanol are formed. In case of aerobic respiration, energy is produced in large amount, whereas in case of aerobic respiration, energy is produced in lesser amount. Glucose is completely oxidized in case of aerobic respiration, whereas in anaerobic respiration, it is incompletely oxidized. 38 molecules of ATP are formed during aerobic respiration, and 2 molecules of ATP are formed during anaerobic respiration. Such a difference. It occurs in 3 steps, which aerobic respiration occurs in 3 steps: glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and electron transfer chain reaction. Whereas anaerobic respiration occurs via 2 steps: glycolysis and fermentation. Aerobic respiration takes place in higher plants and aerobic microbes. whereas anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast, muscle cells, erythrocytes, and anaerobic microbes. Alright, this is very important. Now the reaction for aerobic respiration is glucose will undergo respiration in the presence of oxygen, and we'll get water, carbon dioxide plus 686 kilocalorie of energy. Alright, now for anaerobic respiration, the reaction will be glucose will undergo reaction and respiration, and we'll get 2 molecules of ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus 50 kilocalorie of energy. Alright, so that was the difference between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Let us understand the difference between glycolysis and Krebs cycle or TCA cycle. TCA cycle is often called Krebs cycle because the cyclic reaction of tricarboxylic acid cycle were discovered by Sir Hans Krebs. Alright, so it is named after him. Now, in case of glycolysis, the process of glycolysis occur in the cytoplasm of the cell, whereas TCA cycle takes place in mitochondria of the cell. In glycolysis, one molecule of glucose is oxidized step by step to produce 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2 and water. What is NADH2? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Alright. And in case of TCA cycle, molecules of acetyl coenzyme A is completely oxidized, and in the process carbon dioxide, water, NADH2, FADH2 and ATP is produced. I told you what is NADH2, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and what is FADH2, flavin adenine dinucleotide. Alright, now in case of glycolysis, it takes place both in aerobic and anaerobic respiration, whereas TCA cycles takes place only during aerobic respiration. Glycolysis, in case of glycolysis, 2 molecules of pyruvate are obtained, whereas pyruvate is converted into carbon dioxide, water during TCA cycle. Alright, now 2 molecules of ATP are used in glycolysis, whereas in case of TCA cycle, ATP molecules are not used up. Alright, that's very important. Now, glycolysis is a linear pathway, whereas Krebs cycle or TCA cycle is a cyclical pathway. Alright, the first step in glycolysis in cellular respiration is glycolysis. Alright, this is the first step in cellular respiration where glucose is converted into pyruvate. Now, TCA cycle is the second step in cellular respiration. Now, in case of glycolysis, 4 molecules of ATP are produced. Alright. Now, in case of TCA cycle, 2 molecules of ATP are produced. Now, carbon dioxide is not produced in case of glycolysis, whereas in case of TCA cycle, carbon dioxide is produced. So that was all the differences between glycolysis and TCA cycle, which is also called Krebs cycle. What is the difference between telophase and prophase? They both are the stages of cell division, and they both occur in mitosis, and in meiosis also they occur. And in case of telophase, the chromosome which have reached at opposite poles of the cells now start to decondense, due to which they again become thread-like thin and they become invisible also. Now, nuclear membrane is formed around each set of chromosome reached at the poles. Thus, 2 daughter nuclei are formed in a cell. Nucleolus also appears in each daughter nucleus, and spindle fiber completely disappear. Now, what happens in prophase? The condensation, basically thin thread-like chromosome starts. Alright, due to this they become very short and very thick, and they start to appear along with their pair of sister chromatids. Now centrioles, which is there, it duplicates and each centriole moves towards the opposite poles of the cells. Nuclear membrane and nucleolus starts to disappear. Now let me give you point-wise differentiation so that you can write it in the exam. Alright, now the first point in case of telophase, it is the last phase of karyokinesis. Karyokinesis means division of the nucleus. Cytokinesis means division of the cytoplasm. So after the karyokinesis, how does the cell divide? The cytokinesis takes place. So telophase is the last phase of karyokinesis. Now prophase is the first phase of karyokinesis. Chromosome decondenses during telophase. In case of prophase, condensation of chromosome starts. Alright, it starts. Now in case of telophase, nuclear membrane is formed around each set of chromosomes at the pole. In prophase, nuclear membrane starts to disappear. Now in case of telophase, nucleolus appears in each daughter nucleus. Remember this. And in case of prophase, nucleolus starts to disappear. Alright. Now in case of the last point for telophase is the chromosomes are present at the opposite poles of the cell, whereas prophase chromosomes are randomly arranged in the cell. So these are few points that you will write in the examination, and don't mess it up and write exactly the way I have given you, and the language has to be scientific. You don't need to write a lot of stories in case you have to give science exam. Just be specific and to the point. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. To make sure you don't miss any of my future videos, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell also. So stay tuned with my channel. If you have any queries, any questions, you can email us at learnersacademy.classes@gmail.com. Alright, now keep learning, share your knowledge with your friends. Bye bye.